Can you?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Bro, come on. He's a legend.
3,
Arteta.
2. Yes, me. Fucking Van Persie. They'll die. Fuck that cunt. Fuck that man.
Hell, bro.
Fuck that
He's out though. You're
Fuck
out.
that man.
You know what? United legend, that's why.
Fuck that guy.
United legend, that's why I didn't think
He was
about
in my head. I didn't want to say it, bro. I wanted it to be Giroud or someone.
Bro, I needed that point, bro.
Hey, I'm sorry. I think I forgot to put Liverpool in this quiz in general.
Doesn't matter.
Bro, I don't know anything about London clubs.
I don't know anything to it, but
All right. All right, welcome to episode number 13 of Off the Ball podcast. Your host, Ur, speaking today.
Host with the most.
Host. We've got Veki to our left here with the Liverpool jacket. We've got Alpi with the Gunners hat. And then we've got Riyad with the United jersey. He's up and about lately.
100% up and about.
He's coming reinvigorated.
Hey, United won this morning.
I was just about to say the biggest result of your season so far was this morning, and United didn't even play.
Bro, did you feel like that was you guys playing?
Do you feel like now you've got the better manager?
Well, you know what?
You do. Just the aura.
Yeah, 100% we're got the better manager, bro.
I reckon too.
Yeah, fucking oath.
I think
He's got one over him.
I think Pep's in his Mourinho stage now, where he's just tactics don't work.
What do you think about Amorim's post-match comments? So he's trying to almost like tame down the expectations for United fans. Do you think that's fair enough? He's being realistic, or do you see it as a bit cynical? Like, what do you see it as?
No. He's bought himself some time.
Yeah.
So he can come in now and say, even like when he first got the job, he even came out and said, I'm so happy United are playing shit, so I can come and basically start working with and implementing my changes.
Tell you what, though, one of the first things that he absolutely has to do is bring in Gyökeres. What a player! What a striker!
But why? Unreal. But I'm scared. I'm scared that he might be that flop. Like he's at Sporting. It's a different league. It's not the EPA.
EPA, Environmental Protection Agency.
Right, you've got Højlund, you've got Xerxes. Speaking about, we'll talk about the first game as well.
No, wait. I don't think we need Gyökeres. I think we've got a very similar player in Højlund, and Højlund's young.
It's similar in what term? Like just age?
No, he's much younger.
Gyökeres is 26.
Højlund's 21.
I was just trying to see
because that's like one of the big advantages.
I don't understand.
No, like the pace. No, he's got the pace, the physique. You know, he can play in that similar
different types
style.
of finishes as well.
Yep.
He can create something out of nothing on his own as well. Like that's what I think.
Gyökeres or Højlund?
Gyökeres.
And Højlund. So yeah.
But I guess what I'm trying to say
Are we
is,
seriously starting this podcast by comparing Højlund, who scored like 4 goals in 3 seasons,
No, not comparing.
and Gyökeres?
Definitely not comparing.
This
They're
is
worlds
fantastic.
apart right now.
Gyökeres is literally the most informed striker in Europe
100%,
at the moment, probably in the
100%.
world.
But I'm just saying he could reach that. He could.
In what reality?
But what do you mean?
In what reality have you seen from Højlund to say that he's comparable or in any aspect to what we've seen from Gyökeres in the past couple of seasons?
I don't think Højlund gets into anyone in the top 6 as a forward.
He doesn't start for any team in the top 6.
Yeah,
he doesn't start for any team in the top 8 as a forward. Yeah,
A Karen Højlund, absolutely not.
any Højlund.
No, no.
Any Højlund from United.
does he get it in
What
front of a Chris
form?
Wood?
An informed Højlund.
No
Right,
way.
he went on that fucking crazy run where he was scoring in every single game.
Yeah, for
What
half a
crazy
season.
run!
For half a season, he scored. He scored
He
like
scored 11 goals last season
in how many games?
in the whole season that he played.
Okay, I get it. In whole season he played, but
I'm
when he
saying
started
from,
scoring
in Italy for half a season.
when he broke that.
Can I say
that
something?
Broke
drought-
what?
No. When he broke that scoring drought where he just couldn't score, as soon as he started scoring, he was on a run.
And what's happened?
I reckon
He got injured in preseason. He looked unreal.
he had one good game. But
Unreal.
I reckon
Preseason.
Hey, at least Cody has a striker that we can work with, bro.
So do we.
Who?
Havertz is a way better striker than
He's not
anything
a
on your
natural
squad list.
striker, bro.
look, I hate Havertz, but I have to agree with him there.
He's way better.
I
You know what? He would be your captain. he would be your player manager if he came in right now. He'd replace Ruud as manager and play himself and make himself captain. And he would still be above anything you've had in your entire club's history. That was too far. But everything up to that point was accurate. He'd literally be player manager. He'd come on, 78th minute when you guys need something to happen, he'd sub himself
I think
on.
the key big difference is Havertz has a lot better service to him.
No, not really.
That's what I was about to get to.
Definitely not at the moment. But anyway, we'll talk about that later.
That's what I was about to get to. I reckon Hoyland, as soon as I can't say your coach's name. I don't want to say. I keep butchering it.
Rude.
Everyone keeps giving it to my life because I butcher the names. What's his name again?
Amorim.
I'm not him. Yeah. So I reckon the first thing he does. Nah, you're not going to cut that off. I think the first thing that he needs to do is get rid of your wingers because he's going to have left wing back, left right. So Rashford's gone.
Yeah.
Garnacho, unless he wants to be a left wing back, then he needs service to Hoyland. And once he gets service, then you're going to figure out, he's actually really bad, and then you're going to get rid of him.
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen.
He's bought himself some time.
I reckon he stays.
Amorim. He's bought himself.
Hoyland
at least 2 or 3 years. He's bought himself.
2 or 3 years might be a long shot, knowing you guys and the way that you operate. But I think he's got 6 months to show something.
He's got this whole season.
That's what I mean. 6 months to show something.
No. I reckon this season's gone.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. But you want to see some sort of something.
At least 0.5% here and there.
You can only judge a manager after he's had multiple transfer windows.
Bro, I actually don't think he's going to get one.
100%.
I don't think he's a hot take. I don't think United make the 8 with him coming in. I don't think you guys are going to make the 8.
I don't think that's a hot take.
I think he's got almost like a get out of jail card.
Yeah,
this season he can finish like absolute the worst, just below relegation, just above relegation, and he's still got that credit.
You can judge him next season and the season after that, I believe.
Jesus, 2 years.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is you want to see some form of anything from.
Of course.
With Rude, you guys still look horrible.
I'm judging your first game.
You guys still look bad. You look more organised.
I think right now, we're playing with vibes right now.
Yeah, you look more organised, but you still look pretty bad.
Yeah, bro. But it's a massive job, and I feel like he needs multiple transfer windows. I feel like he needs backing from the board, which he will probably get, and he's bringing his coaching stuff with him.
Did you guys see that short clip?
So that's pretty big.
That's big.
Yeah.
Of what's his face? The winger, Garnacho. So Garnacho lost the ball and he was supposed to chase down someone. I don't know. He's very puffy lipped.
This is legit. Do you reckon he puts lipstick on? Do you reckon he gets his lips done?
I think they will look after themselves, bro.
For sure, lip gloss. At minimum, Garnacho wears lip gloss before every game.
I was about to clip that and put his
but just the whole thing, the hair, the puffed lips, the facial structure, just
bro. Like
like a skeleton.
He seems like AI.
He looks like a skeleton.
No, what I was going to say, Garnacho lost the ball and he was just kind of like jogging behind casually, and Casemiro came in, fouled a player, and he was having a red hot go at Garnacho. So I think, yes, you guys have a lot of on the ball problems, but you also have a lot of off the ball problems as well. Like you're not working together as a team at all. So he's got his work cut out in terms of both on and off the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was just one.
But that's more of an attitude thing, right?
One instance, and it's not an attitude thing. I just think Casemiro
I think it
just
is.
showing
I think when you look at Bruno, Rashford, Garnacho, they all got shit attitude.
All right. Well, since we're talking about United, we'll start off with the United Chelsea game. It is the most drawn game in history of the Premier League.
19 draws, I think.
And we haven't beaten them in Old Trafford since 2013.
So why'd you come in with so much chest that you guys were going to do something?
Like every Chelsea fan, because we looked a lot better than them. But, when it comes to...
I don't know about that.
Not the game. I'm just saying, but leading up to the game.
Leading up, definitely.
Yes.
Of course.
But during the game, it was just... Honestly, it was a very messy game.
I mean, you were very quick to shake his hand about wearing the costume.
That's just for...
You were very chest-worthy that you guys were going to do something.
Honestly, I was so nervous. The whole game. All of them clown outfit.
Head title, wasteful. Absolutely wasteful. United were fucking wasteful.
All right, let me give you a quick rundown because I did write it. Firstly, did we see anything different from Ruud van Nistelrooy during the game? Tactically,
I don't think it's his job to do that, though. I think his job is literally just to get the team from when Ten Hag got sacked to the international break and just have the players feeling good, get the crowd going a little bit because Old Trafford was a bit of a mess and the players looked like they were pretty down on themselves as well.
Yeah. I think they looked more organised.
What Ruud done that Ten Hag probably would have stuffed up is probably the starting lineup.
What was your starting 11?
So our starting 11 was Martinez and Delete as centre-backs.
Yep.
Delot on the right, who that's his position, and he's been playing at a position majority of the season. and then he's put Mazraoui on the left, which I feel like Mazraoui had his best game for us.
You did. He was.
I think he was your man of the match. Like for United,
I agree. I
he was
agree.
probably your best player.
And then in the midfield, he's gone conservative. He's gone Casemiro and Ugarte.
Yeah, 2 DMs.
2 DMs. He's played Bruno in front of him. And I think Bruno, like he turns the ball over a lot, but I feel like he had a better game.
He always has decent games against.
But that's because
opposition.
he tries shit. He's not a type to play safe passes.
Yeah, and
He's
I don't
not-
mind
yeah.
that. I don't mind him losing the ball because he's
Still
the
right.
only player that's always consistently trying. Like 1 out of 6 balls might work, and he might produce a goal out of it. Then he's gone Rashford on the right. He's gone Højlund in the midfield. As the number 9, and Garnacho on the left, and obviously Onana in goals.
Well, Rashford and Noni hit the post. Rashford's one was really good late on.
Yeah.
Noni's header was alright. He should have scored that right in front. He had a quiet game.
Yeah.
I reckon it could have went either way, to be honest with you.
I think if Garnacho turned up and had a better game in terms of finishing, that game's not a blowout, but they kind of win that comfortably.
if
Based on
he
chances.
showed up, he'd be
Based on
playing
chances.
for a
And some of
different
those, again, like the one where he scuffed it straight into Onana's arms, it was just the weakest shot.
You
It almost
mean
like
Sanchez?
bobbled to the
it's-
keeper.
yeah,
That was
it's
so
even
bad.
Yeah, and it's even the decision making in that game. Like there were so many chances where he just could have passed rather than taking a shot. And you can just see the players getting frustrated. Højlund, Rashford flapping their hands.
They did a
around
mid
like-
block.
So
It was a big
out of
block.
interest, how did they deal with Palmer? How did United deal with Palmer? Because he
If that's-
seemed to
if
have
they-
another quiet game.
Palmer just didn't show up.
Nah.
Ugarte basically grabbed Palmer and just put him right.
Was
in
it a
his
man
pocket.
marking job?
That's disgusting.
Absolutely.
That is
just
terrible.
Destroyed him.
What? You
Where-
guys
where
are
was
chopping him
Palmer
left,
that
right, and
game?
center.
Where was Palmer that game?
If that's a bad game, if that's a bad game, then I'm happy as a bad game because he was
Bro, Palmer
quite
did
decent.
nothing.
You're
I
an
mean,
idiot.
the only highlight of Palmer that's come out from the game is that one touch on the left.
What? No. What about the touch in between the two players?
That's the one that
He-
I
nah, he
mean.
had-
That's,
he had
the,
heaps,
that's
man.
the only
He-
thing that came out of the whole game.
Palmer did nothing, bro.
Palmer-
You're
You're
not being
You're
biased.
delusional.
Palmer is actually, as I said to you, he's a merchant against these lower teams.
Yeah, like you guys in the Super Cup. That was a
Super Cup.
yeah when he scored the worldie.
For which team?
The European final.
For which team?
Okay, but I'm saying
No,
the
but
European
wait,
final.
which team?
But he scored against you
For
guys.
City,
Man
and then,
City.
and then who won it?
It doesn't matter. You guys you're pretty much you're trying to say he's not a big game
And
player.
then we won it. He's not a big game player.
The only quiet
tell
game
me
he's
his
had
stats.
against the only
No, no.
quiet game he's had against.
Tell me his stats against the big 6 teams.
He's had a. I've told you this last
Nothing.
time. We've had this
Nothing,
conversation
bro.
last
Nothing.
time.
He's got nothing.
He's the only team that he
Nothing,
hasn't
no.
scored against. No. Listen, let me
Nothing.
finish.
Non-penalty
The
XG
only
against
the only
any
team,
of the big teams.
The only
He's got
team he
0.
hasn't scored against. Penalty's still a goal, mate.
He's got 0 against all of them. The only
team-
time he can score a goal against any team that is of significance
Yep.
is when you guys dive around in the box and you get him a penalty.
That's delusional.
it.
We haven't had
Bro,
one
that's
penalty
it.
this year.
That's what I mean. And he hasn't scored against any of the big 6 teams that he's played against.
Who hasn't he scored against? Liverpool.
have you played?
City. He came on. The
He didn't
second-
play against. He didn't score against City.
That was his first
He
game
didn't,
back.
he didn't score against Liverpool.
The Liverpool?
And he didn't score against United.
United's not a big 6 team.
Bro, they're the teams you've played. He hasn't scored against any of them.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, apparently it does because your attack is toothless without him.
Not really. It's
Pedro
just,
Neto was your only good player. He made a fool
he-
of Dalot, which you love. He literally made Dalot look like an idiot.
And that was good. Yeah, we had a quiet game.
Noni
He
is
just-
useless.
he had a. He's
Noni
on,
believed his own hype.
he's on fraud watch. That guy.
Yeah, Noni believed his own hype, and now he's
is, yeah.
useless.
Okay. No. I want to go. Noni definitely is on fraud watch.
He's on fraud watch because he does nothing.
I think they're going to put. I think they're going to put
He's
Neto on the
actually.
right.
Have you seen his beef with the TikToker now?
Yeah, I just saw it yesterday. What the?
Bro, he's beefing
no, no.
TikTokers.
Yeah, he's like, if you wanted a photo, you should have stayed back longer.
Yeah, bro,
Like, that doesn't even make sense.
He's beefing TikTokers that are making videos about Chelsea and him.
Yeah, he's
He's
young.
full blown
He's
in
an
his
idiot.
head. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's on fraud watch.
Okay, I'm gonna break the agenda against Cole Palmer because I knew this was gonna come up.
There is no agenda.
Okay,
just the truth.
I'm just gonna say let's talk about the teams that he did rock up against. Obviously that United didn't rock up against. Brighton.
Rob,
Newcastle,
oh wait, you mean that one game
Forest? No,
where
I'm
he
sa-
scored
I'm-
4 of his goals?
I'm saying Brighton, Newcastle, Forest. He scored
Yeah.
against them. He's had a goal or assist on both games.
Yeah.
And then against the top 3, the top 6 teams. So against the big 6, he would have played against he would have had played 10 games. Only missed 1 game against Arsenal away last year.
Is
So
that
that-
when we pumped you 5-0?
It was 4-1 or 5-1.
Was it 5?
Yeah,
Did you
he-
guys score? 5-1.
Yeah, so he was away. He didn't play that game, and then Liverpool for the first week last week. Oh, the last year he missed that one as well. So he's only played 8 games, How many goal moments do you reckon he had in those 8 games?
All I know is this
How many-
season.
no, I'm saying in general this season and last season.
Yeah,
How many
I'm
goal
saying
moments?
I don't care about the past.
You asked
But
me, I'm giving you the- I'm
I don't
giving the
care. But
answer.
what I'm saying to you is this season.
Yeah.
When teams actively know that Cole Palmer is a good player,
That's fine. We just got to figure
when
out a way
they
to.
actively try to shut Cole Palmer down.
Yeah.
Cole Palmer has no answers. Enzo has no answers. Chelsea has no answers.
That's fine. We just that's
This
something
is
that
what
we're
I'm
going to
saying
figure
to
it
you.
out.
Yeah, absolutely. He has to figure it out
Yeah.
because the rest of your attack is toothless.
Yeah.
Jackson is toothless. Nkunku can't come
Actually,
on the field.
Jackson has
Felix
scored
can't
against
come on the field. Neto's toothless. Madueke's toothless. Mudryk is toothless.
Hey, Mudryk.
Why all of this against United though? You'd think you'd get something with United. Like what went wrong during? Was it the brilliance in their defending, or was it just you guys?
We just had a
didn't
very,
click?
very bad game.
Yeah.
It was worse than we played much better against you guys, and we lost. We just played very, very bad, and we
I agree. You
we
guys
dropped
had
2
a bad
points.
game, but you also got to give credit to United.
You
guys
guys
should have won this game.
You guys set
100%.
mid block and then just counted.
I don't think we counted
That
because
you
this-
played low, like a medium block, and you counted. That's all you did.
So did they
But
surrender
hold
all
on.
the possession to you guys?
Yeah, we had
can we
it
talk
almost
about
at
this
the-
No,
stigma
not really,
against
but possession
blocks?
was basically
a
what's-
block is a very tactical way to play a game.
100%. But I'm saying they didn't dominate the game. We had
but
all the possession.
if United need to play a mid block at the moment to get a result, brilliant.
But they've been playing like that for 3 years.
Played it. Well, keep playing it.
It's not working, obviously. It just worked against us, but it doesn't usually work.
If it's in an organised manner, which it is right now with the
You know
two
what? Bring up
DMs,
stats.
there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone talks about mid blocks, low blocks, whatever. Like, not every team has to go full throttle trying to press
course.
every other team.
No,
Like,
we
there's
just
nothing wrong
didn't
with the mid
we just
block.
didn't show up. It's not a. And he didn't really. He had an actually very good game. Well, not
was-
to his standard.
honestly, it was a quite even game. Shots United 11, Chelsea 12. Shots on target United 4, Chelsea.
I don't know. I'm
3.
convinced he didn't watch the same game that I did.
From what I saw,
100% I did, bro.
from what I saw,
You just- Possession, you
United
guys-
were better.
We were better.
That's what I saw.
We were better. We were wasteful. That was the only thing. Possession, yeah, you guys 54%, United 46%. It wasn't an absolute blowout in terms of possession.
We had most of the control. You know how I always say it's like I'm not worried when we were watching the
No,
game.
you might not be worried, but from what I saw and what
One mistake and that cost us the game. If Sanchez didn't do that little brain fart, I reckon would have won that game.
To be fair,
last
Sanchez
15
did
minutes.
also. I'm pretty
Bro.
sure he did a half decent
Ghana-
save.
yeah, you keep
Ghana-
it
Ghana-
off the
Ghana-
world,
It
he's
was
off.
It was offside.
Ghana should have scored 3 goals. If he was on 3 goals,
Bro,
Bruno
he
could have
passed it
scored
back.
2. Bruno could have scored 2. How about the one that literally dropped right in front of him?
Bro, we had 11 shots. We should have scored 8 of them. Like that, you're just saying that.
No, I'm just saying. You say
We had 11. We had 11
got-
shots. We should
you're
have scored 9 of them.
saying that it was a blowout and we scraped
No,
the result.
I said we played bad and we still scraped.
How about you just agree and say United were the better team that day?
Definitely not. We just played both shit. You can't say you can't say you're the better
If
team.
you showed
It's
the game
impossible.
to a neutral, I wonder what a neutral would think. Because like I didn't watch all of it because it was another 3:30 a.m. game. But based on the mini match, it did seem like United deserved.
It was just an end to end.
Just didn't get it.
Are
Messi-
you guys?
Messi game.
Are you guys still mud brothers together? Are both your teams still in the mud
He's
together?
he's 13th and we're above you, so I don't know what you're saying.
No, I'm just
Mud
saying. Like,
brothers.
are both your teams still stuck in the mud? Like,
no,
was this a wake up?
United stuck in the
I
mud.
don't
We're-
think Chelsea's stuck in the mud.
Was this a
United,
wake up?
yes, at the moment.
Was this a wake up for Chelsea to realise they're not as good as you think you are?
No, not really.
Really? So
Results happen. Draws happen. We
I thought-
can't beat them at Old
I
Trafford.
honestly reckon Chelsea did well to manage a draw, bro.
That's what I reckon as well. Like, they scraped a draw against United, and United are currently really bad.
Nah, but it doesn't matter. When we were really bad last year, we beat them, and they were
Yeah,
actually
but they were really bad last year too.
and the year before when they finished second, we beat them as well, and we finished
Finished third.
But
No,
what,
they
Eric Ten Hag's first year, third.
Yeah,
Sorry,
third.
third.
what are
third.
actual expectations of Chelsea?
Finish in top 4.
Because based on last season and based on how young their squad is, the youngest in the Prem, there's going to be inconsistencies there.
Of course, and that's why I'm
That's
not
fair
worried. It was still a poor game. Martinez definitely should have got a fucking red card.
Oh,
That was disgusting. I
definitely a
can't
red.
believe if that happened to you, you'd be like, right, FIFA, FA, hope he, blah blah blah. I don't want to say it on camera.
Here we go with Riyad
How?
trying to justify
How?
it. Was
If
Devin
that was against
murdering you on
I'm not trying
Monday.
to justify. I'm not trying to
It was
justify.
definitely a red
That's a red card, and Ugarte should have had a second yellow at any time during these 15 tackles when he was on the yellow for 45
I'm not
minutes.
trying to justify if it was or not a red card.
Well, you should just say it's a red card.
Bruno fouled a player in a very similar fashion, okay?
Well, studs up into his knee.
He copped a red card, and then after the game, he got reversed.
He's talking about the one that got reversed.
know.
That's definitely not.
Okay,
This one's
against
way
Tottenham.
harder.
So,
That's ridiculous.
I don't think the two tackles are comparable. Bruno's doesn't look like it has intent.
you know what? if Bruno hadn't copped that red card weeks ago against Tottenham, and there wasn't this whole speculations about Bruno being, dismissed unfairly, it could have been a red card.
That was definitely a
Bro, Ugarte was on a yellow early on, yeah?
Look,
I swear to God, for 45 minutes after that, he had about 5 or 6 50-50 challenges where he'd drag a player down or he'd tackle him in a counter-attacking when we're countering, and he got away with robbery.
Were any of them bad enough to the point
None
where
of them were yellow worthy.
But he had 5 or 6.
No, what I mean is if he wasn't on a yellow,
he would have got yellow for one of the 5. Guaranteed.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
No, I don't think any of them were yellow
If he wasn't on a yellow,
but
5 in a row.
No, each foul wasn't yellow worthy, but accumulative.
That's what I'm saying.
He goes, you know what? You've had 3 fouls now. I have to give you a yellow.
100%. But he was on like 5 or 6 fouls.
I agree.
At one stage, he was getting like, I'm like, when are they going to send him off?
But
then
United.
then they turned around to Rude, and Rude's talking to his assistant. He's like, let's get this guy off before he gets
actually sent off. Yeah,
it was ridiculous, man. I couldn't believe. Honestly, I was shocked.
If there's something that I can take from this game, it's probably Ugarte. Just
I was going to say,
finally showing maybe
he was shit.
What do either of you take from this game as a United? Like you're saying, just Ugarte?
No. Absolutely not. I can take that we can still compete.
Give us 3 points.
Hey?
Give us 3 points, what you reckon, and I'll give you my 3 points.
Coached rightly, like under the right coach and the right starting 11, I still feel like we can compete.
Who stays from that
best.
starting 11? Who stays under?
Let him get his 3 points out first.
I was just I'm just shocked.
Under the right coach, the right coach,
Yep.
and obviously with our best starting 11, we can still compete against the best. Ugarte was a great positive, and another point is their fighting spirit. I feel like we've lost Ten Hag, but I still feel like the boys are trying to fight for something here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's kind of surprising to me that the second game after the problem, so to speak, was sacked, that you sort of struggled to find 3 positives after the fact.
I didn't struggle. I just mentioned them to you. I just gave you the 3 positives.
No, but I mean, like, you had to really think about it. Like, it wasn't something... Like, you hadn't really seen, beside the Ugarte, you hadn't really seen anything crystal clear. Like,
yeah, obviously, you can't see what Rude's done is basically come and put a starting 11 on the pitch. But in terms of tactical changes, I don't think there's many.
No, but not tactically.
But what he's allowed them to do is to play freely.
That's what I mean.
And there's no restrictions.
Are you
seeing
see
that? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think that happens irrespective of Rude setting the starting 11 or not. I think it just happens because they know a change is coming.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe Amarim is watching that game and he's doing his early... Because, look, I know with Liverpool certainly, and I reckon it'd be the same with United, he would have poured over training videos, previous games. He would have looked at that United squad, and it's almost like... As soon as that whistle... Soon as that whistle goes... Every player knows that they're now trying to prove themselves to a new manager, even though he might not be directly coaching.
Yeah,
they're pretty much putting their resume in and going, "Hey, this is what I can do on the pitch right now." So I think, irrespective of Rude, I think they would have upped the ante a little bit.
Absolutely, because I feel like Casemiro has upped the ante in the last couple of games.
See, I reckon, and this might sound a little bit crazy, I reckon United approached Amarim before they gave Ten Hag the extension. And Amarim at that point said he wouldn't come, but he would come at the end of this season that we're currently in. And I think that's why the players that were signed are players that can play in a back 3. So De Ligt and Yoro can play in a back 3. Mm-hmm. And they brought in his DM from Sporting. I actually believe...
you know what? I agree with you, bro.
I reckon that the succession plan was Ten Hag was going to see out this season. So that while Ineos was doing all their backroom changes with the staff and the club and all that sort of stuff, there wasn't a change as big as a first team manager. Yep. But I think this was his final season. I think he signed that extension knowing he'd get an additional 6 months worth of pay. I think they extended it 18 months, yeah?
Yeah.
But I think at the end of this season, regardless, Ten Hag was going and Amarim was coming in. Because Amarim's come out and he said... that United wanted him to... he told United he wanted to come at the end of this season.
End of the season.
Yeah, but United turned around and said, no, it's now or never. Yeah. So I reckon the players they signed in the last window were signed with the knowledge that Amarim was going to be at the club next season.
In terms of the players, I don't know. But in terms of the board having previous meetings with Amarim, 100%. Because... Oman Barada's a massive fan of him, Man United CEO.
Yeah.
Who was Man City's ex-CEO.
Yeah.
And he had his plan was as soon as Pep basically told City, all right, this is my final year or next year's my final year, Man City's backup plan was Amorim. He was the one that's going to take over
I mean, that's a bit
over Pep.
bit heavy to call.
No, that's exactly what was stated.
Oh, okay.
So
I
as soon as the board sacked Ten Hag, so as soon as
Let's be honest, you didn't even know who he was until he signed for you
Who?
guys. And I'm not going.
no, obviously you know who he was because because for 2 years we've been looking. But
that's the thing,
Who
like-
who could potentially replace
The manager market's
Amorim?
not that expansive. Like you've got Amorim, you've got Alonso. Like beyond that, like Hertzler, obviously, who's now ended up at Brighton. Beyond that, there's not a huge pool. So the same clubs are going to be circling around generally the same types of managers. Like you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
All right,
So,
let's,
wait, and I was going to finish and what was I going to say? I had it right there.
about the
City, going to City eventually, and talk.
Yeah, so as soon as Ten Hag got sacked, Omar booked the next flight to Lisbon
to try and convince him to come across.
to speak with Amorim.
Yeah, I think he was already convinced. I said, I reckon at the end of this season, regardless of how
He was
United
gone.
done, if Ten Hag
an
was
interesting
there,
way to look at it, man.
if Ten Hag was there, I reckon they would have changed to Amorim, regardless
Yeah,
at the end
they
of the
would- they would
season.
sack-
Regardless of where United
Regardless.
finished.
Yeah, I don't think you would have signed Ugarte while you had Casemiro if it wasn't something that Amorim would have wanted. I reckon it was already set in stone, bro. Like, Ugarte was such a random signing. You guys didn't specifically need a player of
Yeah.
his style.
No, we did because we were leaking goals.
But you didn't need like a
Especially
player.
after the Liverpool game,
Bro,
it kind of
you guys
proved to us that we needed that type of player.
You guys played a fortune for him from PSG.
Not a fortune,
They
bro.
wanted. You matched
It's
exactly
like
what they
50
paid
the thing
for.
is,
it.
though, your mistakes against Liverpool were made on the ball.
Yeah,
You're
it was
losing on the
Casemiro.
ball, and Ugarte's not that great on the ball.
That's what
He's
I mean.
better
Like,
off the ball.
He wasn't something that they needed specifically.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the most urgent signing
No.
to make
But we've
in the
got those
previous
players
window.
that are good, that could be good on the ball. Mainu, Mount, Bruno, Ericsson, but Ericsson's probably last year. So we needed a player that can basically break lines in terms of defensively, you know, who can win the ball, crash players.
I can't believe you just said that.
Huh?
Because I still don't get the profile of not getting De Jong and then going for Casemiro
Yeah, it's a
and
De
then
Jong,
getting
bro. You
Ugarte.
should've went-
Like,
Yeah,
it
like,
doesn't make,
it's
it's so
random.
wild.
It's random.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I mean. But I reckon the Ugarte signing was in the knowledge that Amorim is coming.
It's a
Yeah.
it's an interesting way to look
That
at
is
it.
actually
Because, bro, like Delete,
Yeah.
Yoro, and Martinez can play as a back three, and you
Yeah.
signed Delete and Yoro in this past window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is I never thought
And
about
then
it.
you
that way.
sign his DM that he had at Sporting.
And then
Now you
we've
just
got-
need a left wing.
And
Left
then we've
wing-
gone and signed Xerxes, who's come from a 3-4-3 play style at Bologna.
Yeah, you were saying this last week as well.
Yeah.
Or-
Interesting.
Even Mazraoui can play as a wing back.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, like
Alright, but you might be onto something
I
here,
reckon there was a bit of like foresight in the United plan, which sounds fucking wild to me because I genuinely before
It is wild, but
Yeah,
like, you could actually, yeah. you
Clip
could-
that up. We're going to save that for when that happens.
fucking let me timestamp that. 29:38 and back.
Oh, bro. All right, tell us more, Yugi.
29:38. Let me just write these down so we can. I reckon as soon as your coach comes in, Rashford goes to China. So you better learn Chinese. Hey, instead of, I'm going to be honest
Well,
with
if we
you.
lose Rashford, we probably sign.
I'm going to be honest with you. Everyone shouldn't be worried about Palmer. Palmer's 22. You know what I mean? He's just second full season, nearly second
We'll give you
season.
Gakpo for 300 mil.
We should be worried about Rashford. 27 years old, $375,000 a week, and he put up a performance like that. He was atrocious.
Here's
No,
an
I don't think
interesting.
he was.
Here's an interesting question for me.
Yeah.
In terms of players like Rashford and Bruno, would you move any of them on? Like, are those
Rashford
players
has to
recoverable? Can they come and hit the heights they've hit before?
I don't think Rashford's ever going
because
to get
there's
close to
such
15 goals.
massive figures in the club,
Get rid of him.
and sometimes you need to kind of knock these figures out of the club to start fresh. I would.
With who though, more than the other? Would you? For me, it has. For me, it's Rashford.
For me, Rashford more
Yeah.
than Bruno. Yeah.
I think you need to get rid of anyone who won't defend. Because the 3-4-3 relies so much on the wingers defending.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a good point, mate. Yeah.
But that can be said for any team who's like, let's say Arsenal, for example, who doesn't defend in Arsenal.
No, everyone defends
At any phase.
But a Bukayo Saka in another team wouldn't defend as much as he defends at Arsenal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Salah doesn't. Not every game Salah's fucking hustling and bustling to defend the right back position. But in a 3-4-3 where the wingers tuck back in and make a back five, you really do need your wingers to come in and help with the defensive stuff.
Down,
yeah.
I know we're probably still stuck on this topic, but if United need to target someone, they need to target someone like a Frimpong. I think that's a top
as a left back.
As a wing back. Because he scored something like, as a wing back, over 15 or 20 goals for Bayern Leverkusen.
Frimpong and Grimaldo are both really, really good players.
Yeah.
Went this morning.
Guys, all right, let's move on from United. I think we
need your 3 points on Chelsea.
Positive thing is that finally we have hopefully Enzo realises that Sanchez is not the one.
And Reece James has played more than 2 games.
That's my second point. Reece James is now back-to-back 90 minutes as a left back and a right back.
Wow.
Hopefully he stays at the right.
Is he still shit at post-match interviews?
Yeah, of course.
It's just awkward.
He'll definitely play left back against Saka.
Nah, I reckon Cucurella will start.
Oh, well.
He came on
That's
second
good
half.
for you guys.
You reckon?
No, Cook's all right.
Cucurella came on second half and he played fantastic.
I prefer James.
He should have started. Well, James is left back. Nah, you got to play him as a right.
Yeah. And your third point.
And the third point was Neto starting to find his feet. Neto looks really good.
Yeah, he was your only attacking outlet.
Okay. All right, let's go on to...
Fuck, are we done with the United game there?
Bro, that's like 30 minutes. I'm sick of talking about United. Honestly, they're so boring to talk about. Same shit every week. Let's talk about my favourite game of the week was Newcastle Arsenal.
Yeah.
Because you know why? I'm not attacking you. When Arsenal lose, all the other Arsenal fans, there's a few of them that are in fantasy chats and whatnot. One of them actually left.
Yeah.
The most shout out Lou is the most delusional I've ever met in my life. He left and he's getting over it because he's blaming Pogmol and FA and everyone else.
PGMOL.
Everyone under the sun except himself over that game.
Honestly, I don't want you to be raw here, bro.
What is going on, bro?
Yeah,
One shot on target against
Don't
Newcastle.
get in deep.
No, I want to go in deep. I want to know what the real problem
Let's talk about the lineups first, I reckon. Because when the lineups, and that's the first thing I look at any game, lineups. What did you think of that Arsenal lineup that came out?
It was fine.
Fine? No issues with it at all?
No issues with that
Newcastle lineup, anything that stood out to you at all?
Longstaff starting.
Bro, I don't look at the Newcastle lineup because they don't line up.
Yeah,
no, bro, it's so confusing.
They go back to something different.
Yeah, they line up by the shirt number, but not by position.
Nah, no way.
So I can never understand
what they're trying to do.
Yeah, because it's Longstaff's playing as a right back, and I'm not the fuck.
He was tremendous this game.
In terms of our lineup, it was the best lineup we could put out regarding our injuries at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Ben White's been playing on half a leg for this entire season, so I understand why Partey played at right back. No issue with the midfield too. Obviously, the other back three, Timber, he got his minutes in again. Obviously, he's coming back from injury too.
So is Ben White actually carrying something, or is he just running on fumes?
No. He's literally been carrying something since last season, bro. Last season he had a knee issue, which put him out for a couple of weeks, and it's come back again. So, from all accounts, he's a player that never says he doesn't want to play. He always wants to be available, so he's generally in the squad. But I think he's been playing sort of on half a leg for quite a while now.
Albert, I want you to be raw here, and I'm not banter aside. Are you concerned?
No. But I'm not reactionary. I'm not as reactionary as most other people.
Because if I was an Arsenal fan, and obviously the last 2 seasons, in my eyes, they've been a success. Obviously, we haven't won the big trophy, the Premier League. But now we're into the 3rd season. We're predicted to win the season, and we've now found ourselves out of the 4. How many? 10 rounds in?
Yeah, so can I ask what you'd be concerned with? If you were, you know what? All three of you tell me if you were an Arsenal fan, if you were in my position now, tell me what you'd be concerned with.
I'll tell you exactly. Let me tell you, I'll tell you, these are my genuine, honest thoughts. And I've shared this with you before. Neither City, nor Liverpool, nor Arsenal are looking convincing. It's not like, for us, for example, we don't have 5-6 players on form. We're not scoring from, different kind of situations. We're not free flowing. Certainly not. If anything, the last 3 games, especially first half, we haven't really been convincing at all. So if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd look at the other sides and go, well, they're not really setting the world alight either. We're not, but certainly they're not either. Considering the amount of injuries we've had, considering the opposition that we've had so far, considering the red cards, considering not having our most creative player and probably one of the best creative players in the Prem not playing, when you look at that table, yes, we are behind, but who's to say that Liverpool or City won't be dropping any more points? So it's still far too early to be dropping, won't be doing this, won't be doing that. It's just for anything, whether you're Liverpool now and you're first, or whether you're Arsenal now and you've dropped off.
That's not a concern. Early. That's how I think. But that's not a concern. So
my concern is your depth again.
I agree.
That's my only concern. I've been saying this from the start. I said it's going to be.
For me, if I was
let him go first.
If I was challenging for a title, against your Man Cities and your Liverpools, and
United.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, if I was challenging for a title, I want to know that if I suffer 2-3 injuries, that I know my depth is going to pick up.
But look at
where
City.
we left from.
Look at City.
Yeah.
City's got injuries too. And City have lost 3 games in a row for the first time since 2018.
They're screaming about depth as well.
Yeah,
But I still feel like City has better depth.
What you need, what I've realised is last season Arsenal had a more number of players, but we didn't have as many players that could contribute when it mattered. We were constantly playing the same 11 or close enough to the same 11. We'd only ever see maybe one change here or there. What's changed now is we've got less players, but we have more players that can actively contribute to the overall season. So, you've got a couple of left backs, a couple of right backs, a couple of centre backs. You've got a couple of DMs now. We've got a couple of attacking players. Now, the only issue that we have is we've had so many out at the same time.
But
right?
These guys that you brought in, are they good enough to start when you have these run of injuries?
Absolutely.
I just don't think they are.
I think it's
absolutely
not having a backup since ESR departed, not having a backup to Odegaard's very risky going into a season where you actually want to win the league.
No right winger that can replace Saka. Yeah. There's no one. They didn't bring anyone in to replace Martinelli because Sterling is beyond finished. You don't have a backup striker. You don't have a backup 10. Yeah. That's 4 attacking positions that you don't have. You didn't bring anyone in that can win a title race, that can at least come in and replace one of them for a few games. That's my issue.
Tell me, as an outside player looking in at Arsenal, knowing that guaranteed every week at minimum, Saka's on the right wing, Odegaard's in the 10, and now knowing that Havertz is in the 9, tell me which player is going to look at that and be like, oh, I'll come play second fiddle.
That's not the kind of player that you want.
Yeah,
but that's who's going to replace him?
Job to bring someone in.
A number 9 that's going to go, you know what, I'm going to have a go at Havertz.
Who's going to replace their spots,
Why wouldn't Gyökeres be able to come in and go, fuck that guy, I'll take his spot?
Gyökeres, absolutely, but that's 100 million signing.
Yeah, no, but anyone, if you can bring in a striker, obviously
this is Isaac Gyökeres. 100 mil.
This is Edu's job to find someone like this, though.
Where? Tell me where.
But it's not our job to
tell me where you've seen a player.
But that's what's required to take you to that next level.
That's what I mean.
Havertz then has to compete for his spot and win it.
Tell me where we've seen a player outside of Isaac and Gyökeres that can come in and improve the starting 11 that is attainable.
But bring in Alvarez before he went to Atletico Madrid. Get Alvarez. He was 70 million.
Bro, as if City's going to sell us another player.
They would. Are you crazy? They sell everyone there.
No, City will never sell us a player again.
I think this is obviously another underlying issue.
Look, you guys are required to win it.
Exactly. You have to do something like
that. You guys are looking at this in the prospect of this 10 games, right?
No, but you need an attacking. You got no one that can replace him other than you bought in Sterling on loan, and he's shit. Like I'm not going to.
He's not shit. He hasn't had a chance, bro. He's not getting on the field. The habits he's picked up at Chelsea, and I see him when he comes on at Arsenal, I see the difference between Sterling and one of the Arsenal players that have been there for a couple of years. The habits he's picked up at Chelsea do not work in the Arsenal squad. And that's why he doesn't get... Yeah, that's right. But he's not going to get a chance to prove that because he's not going to get on the field.
Yeah, but why bring him in?
Well, bro, he'd worked with him before. Yeah. We're paying fuck all of his wages, and he was a world-class attacker.
But then again, see, this is like I said. Edu had to find someone like he did with Martinelli. Find someone, bring in someone that's young, that's a striker that wants to, that has a replacement. You got zero depth up front.
But is this part of the problem? Arsenal fans think that team is perfect and there can be no improvement made.
But I'm not saying the team's
That's
perfect.
a massive issue.
But that's what you're saying, because you're like, who's going to come in and replace Havertz?
Who's going to come in and replace him?
There are going to be players.
Tell me, bro.
But if you don't give him a chance, how are you going to find out? But how are you going to find out?
Who's going to replace Havertz?
Okay, so you've gone Isaac, or you've gone Gyökeres.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe that's what's required for you to clean up these trophies.
I agree, bro. If we can sign any of them, smash the cash.
You're at the ruthless phase.
I'm just saying to you.
This is the point where you spend 100 million now.
Yeah, but I'm saying who's attainable, right, that we could have bought.
I reckon you could have got Isaac this year.
No, bro. There's no way. They wouldn't have sold him. They didn't even sell Guimaraes to City, bro. They didn't sell these players.
I reckon. Well, you guys, actively, I don't think you guys were looking for a striker anyway. That's
bro.
issue.
We tried to sign Sesko. Sesko extended his contract at Leipzig.
Yeah, everyone tried to sign him, but you should have.
No, we made an offer. Like, we literally made an offer for him.
Don't make me. It's like that Suarez 49.1 million.
We made a legitimate offer. We offered his buyout clause at the time.
Yeah, and
they didn't accept it. Bro, this is what I'm trying to say to you. You guys are all well and good saying Arsenal's depth. Tell me how many players would come in knowing the competition that is in those positions.
But everyone gets. Okay, we can't sit here and scout players for you, but every team that's gone for a title brings players in somehow.
Bro, City didn't sign a player, bro. Who did City sign?
This year they didn't, because they won everything back to back to back. Last year they bought Doku. They bought Savinho. They bought Doku. They bought a winger.
But did they sign a replacement striker?
They don't need to. Haaland's ridiculous.
When Haaland's out, when Haaland's not on form,
they put Foden as a false nine.
And what happened? They got pumped.
They win.
They played Foden as a false nine in the.
No, Haaland played today.
No, I'm saying in the cup they played Foden as a false nine. They got pumped.
We're talking Premier League here. Bro, the cup they always lose.
Well, what I'm saying to you is, there are players that can't be dropped when they're fit.
Yeah, I know.
Odegaard and Saka are those players.
Okay, but then this is the reason why you won't win the Premier League.
No, how do you know that?
Because you don't have any depth to replace them. No, I'm not saying this season. I'm just saying in general, if your club doesn't go out and spend the money or just...
Bro, we bought Rice for 100. We bought Havertz for 65.
Yeah, that was a couple of seasons ago. But
it was last season.
If you come out and if you can't find players that are not willing to sit on bench and bide their time, and if you can't convince them project, how are you going to win a title?
Do you know why you guys can sign so many players? Because they all genuinely believe they should be starting.
Yeah.
But none of them will get into Arsenal's team.
Oh, well, look, we're talking...
This is what I'm saying. Like, the level of player required to challenge for the title, as Veki knows, like, the level of player is beyond what is required for a team trying to get into the top four.
If I was a striker or a left wing, I'd be like, I genuinely can make that Arsenal.
Maybe a left wing, but not a striker.
And a number 9.
No, not a number 9.
You need a number 9.
Havertz hasn't played as a number 9 since Odegaard got injured.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, you guys make outlandish statements, but
he's not a striker though.
He is, bro.
He's not. He wasn't a striker. He wasn't a striker at Leverkusen.
Literally proved it.
He wasn't a striker at Leverkusen. He wasn't a striker at Arsenal, at Chelsea.
At Arsenal, he's proved it, bro.
He's a good striker, but he's not a striker.
At Arsenal, he's proved that he's a striker.
Yeah, but he's not.
Since Odegaard got injured, he's not playing as a striker. Open any minute that Arsenal open the Arsenal Newcastle game. Watch any minute where Arsenal has possession of the ball. Watch where Havertz is, bro.
Yeah, he played a left midfield.
No, he didn't.
At Newcastle.
Don't fucking aerate. No, he didn't.
Left centre mid?
He was dropping into the right half space.
Or whatever. Right, left,
let's
whatever.
be rational.
Bro, he was dropping into the right half space. The space that Odegaard would take up. He is now playing in Odegaard's role. He's not playing as a striker. Literally open any minute of that game, you will see that there is no striker on the field unless Trossard drops in between Newcastle's two centre-backs.
So you need a striker.
No.
Because if Odegaard drops and Kai drops in, you have no one up front.
Havertz is dropping in because Odegaard is out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know.
When Odegaard is back, and he is back now, Kai will play as a striker, and you guys will see again that there was no point questioning him as a striker. As a striker, he is unreal.
Alfie, you're not playing in one league. You're not playing in the Premier League. You're also playing in the Champions League.
Yeah, definitely.
You're also playing in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have injuries, bro.
You're gonna have injuries. You need the depth. And I'm not having a dig at you, and I'm not trying to get a reaction from you. I'm just saying, I wish United were in your position, but I also say, bro, we can win this title.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can win this title.
Agree.
This is the chance where we need to go and splurge and need to buy. I'm not saying go and buy Gyökeres for 100 million, but I'd go and go after players like your Ollie Watkins and stuff like that, who will probably push Havertz for that number 9 role.
100%.
Who
You know
just
what I mean?
extended his contract at Villa.
Yeah, but he's saying that type of
But I'm
player.
just saying,
Last
this is where
season-
Arsenal need to go and scout and be like, we've
Last
got an
season-
opportunity to win the league.
Yeah.
Are you the type of player to help us win the league?
Exactly, and that's what they've done. They've gotten rid of the players that they thought couldn't help them win the league. So Eddie Nketiah, gone. Reece Nelson, gone. Fabio Vieira, gone. ESR, gone. In hindsight, we now sit here and say that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
But how much... How can you predict what's going to happen?
can't predict.
You can't. What I'm
can't.
saying to you is we got rid of more players.
But you didn't replace them.
We didn't replace
That's
them,
the
but the
problem.
players we signed can help us win the league. That is the difference. These players can contribute more overall in all competitions across the season.
But they're mostly defensive signings, though.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's what he's playing now, bro. What do you want me to say? Like
Like-
he's
Because there's no way that between Martinelli, Trossard, and Havertz, there's enough there.
we
Like,
scored
for me,
90.
when I
We
look at the
scored
team.
92 goals last season, bro.
But what about this season?
But this is what I mean. We scored
This last
91
season was
goals last
unbelievable.
season. Like it's the most goals we've ever scored in a season since Arsenal was
Yeah,
in
last year was unplayable.
Okay.
last year.
and with that,
Yeah.
it was the same players.
Yeah, I know, but
There was no attacking. The attacking
last year
players
you were
were
blessed with no
different.
injuries. Everyone gets injuries. This is what
You
this is
guys
another
say
thing.
we're blessed with no injuries. We lost Party in the
I just
first.
feel like-
we lost
yeah, I
Party
feel like
and
we're going
fucking
over this
Timber
same
in
topic.
the
All right,
first
let's go
games.
again. When Party went into, we'll go back to the game. Sorry, we'll go back to the game. When Party went into the middle, last 5-10 minutes of that game, you guys created a little bit more chances.
Yeah.
You look better with Party in the middle.
Yeah. I agree.
So
But
when Ben White comes back, Party goes back into the middle. I reckon Rice is going to have a little bit more of a free roll, but Party is the main focal point of your midfield still.
he's our main progressor with Odegaard out. Yes.
Yes, he's unbelievable. All right, let's go back to the game.
And don't believe because United signed the manager that I'm trying to. Again, this is definitely not me fishing for a reaction. But at what stage do you go? And I'm just saying. Imagine Arsenal don't win league this season.
Yeah.
At what stage do you go and say, is Arteta still the right man for the job?
Because I've seen a lot of fans.
Yeah, I know, but bro, people say a lot of things. You got to give me some context, right? So I believe, I believe he should win a trophy this year, right? It's been too long since we've won a trophy. I want some silverware. I'm not going to deny that. I do. If we go to the last day of the season again, and we lose out by a point or 2 points to whoever,
that's out of his hands.
but we're in the title race the whole way, I'm okay with that. It's hard to win a 38-game season.
Yeah.
Right? It genuinely is. If we make the semis of the Champions League, like this new context, I don't fully understand it completely yet.
It's just the league, and then it's same quarterfinals, semifinals.
Okay.
Top X amount goes into knockout.
If we make the semis of the Champions League, but we get knocked out by a powerhouse, I understand. I personally think right now Arsenal's probably in the top 7 teams in Europe. I think you'd put Liverpool, City, Arsenal from the EPL. I think Real Madrid, Barca, and then Inter and Bayern Munich. I do think they're the best teams currently in Europe.
Not PSG.
No, I've never really liked PSG.
Even when they're a powerhouse, they're shit.
Yeah.
I agree.
So we have to win something. What we win, I don't know. It's hard to say at this point. But I'm not doom and gloom, bro. Like in fucking 2018, bro, my team was nothing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
bro,
I get it.
Like my team was literally nothing for fucking the last since 2015. The year Leicester won the league, we finished second, but we finished second by like fucking 10 points or 15 points. My team's been nothing, bro. Like, we are now considered in the top 2 of the English Premier League. Yeah, I think like I just mean the general overview of Arsenal at the moment. They're spoken about as the 2 best teams with City.
Yeah,
I would say no.
You're always going to say no. These two say yes.
Based on what though?
No, I mean the last 2 seasons.
No,
like,
Last 2 seasons,
we're talking
yeah.
about
But
the last
now,
2
you know,
seasons. Like,
I'm sorry, but it's Man City and Liverpool at the moment.
At the moment,
now it's Chelsea. I'd say Chelsea and Liverpool at the moment. If we're saying right now today.
Right now, yeah.
But
No, I would have been I'd put bloody Nottingham Forest.
Oh yeah, Forest.
let's go back to
But what I'm saying to you is like, I want a trophy.
Yeah.
Depending on context, if we don't get a trophy, it ultimately depends on context. I'm not someone who's going to say that he has to get sacked or lose his job or anything like that. Now that we've had a change with Edu, so Edu's gone, I want a technical director in there that's going to challenge him and not put his arm around Arteta and encourage him. I want someone that's going to challenge him and push him harder than possibly what Edu was doing. You know, Edu sort of gave Arteta the majority of what he wanted. It was very friend-friend. I want someone in there that's going to push him.
Do you think Arteta can work with a personality like that?
If he can't, then if depending on who's better, one would need to go. Like, as in what's better for the club in the bigger picture. But I genuinely believe Arteta will go down in years to come as one of the better managers of this sort of generation. I think anyone who thinks otherwise is a joke, bro. The guy's in his first job, 5 years into his first ever managerial job, and he's challenged City, pushed them to the end once, and challenged them 3/4 of the way twice. Something
I know, but history always tells you that the second team don't get mentioned.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, whether he wins something with Arsenal or not, Arteta will go down irrespectively at the end of his career as a
Alp is
really,
realising
really
what we went through with Klopp. Yes, the trophy haul isn't that impressive, but what he's done during that time. What do you mean, bro? We were fucking mid-table when he came over.
Arsenal win 3 out of the next 5 Premier Leagues.
Yeah, but you've been saying that for fucking...
Yeah, I've been saying that this season.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Right,
Nothing changes for me.
We're going off topic. We'll talk about the game. We'll touch base with all that another episode as well.
Don't get upset that I'm not, like, showing the respect you think Liverpool deserves. But I don't think the two things are comparable. You're talking about Klopp, who'd been a manager for 20 years while he was a manager while Arteta was still playing. This is what I mean. Klopp came in with a pedigree, with history, with a CV. I'm talking about a manager who's been in the job for 5 seasons and has already matched that aspect of Klopp being like, he's improved this, he's improved that, we're doing this, we're doing that. He's matched that. He just doesn't have the Prem yet.
And the Champions League trophy, which is massive.
We're talking about the Prem. Like, don't deflect the Champions League.
But he's been assistant to the best manager in the world, Pep Guardiola.
For 2 seasons.
Counts for some, 2 seasons is plenty.
No. For 2 seasons, absolutely. He was a manager.
And mind you, backed a lot better than Klopp.
He was made a joke of. He's picked Arsenal up from the slums.
What I'm saying is,
we were in the slums.
If he does get sacked, let's say now for no reason, you can still respect where he brought Arsenal from, which
That's
was a
what I mean.
mid-table team.
And for someone in their first ever managerial job to take on all the problems he's taken on, to take on a club the size of Arsenal, it is nothing short of amazing.
Mind you, this is to counter Riyadh because, again, because I've been through it. It's not yes, trophies are great and amazing, but it's also the transformation of the club as well, which you can't underestimate either.
Of course.
And you'll see it with Amorim.
Yeah, and we haven't had that.
Yeah.
We haven't had, I don't know what it feels like to play amazing football and, you can kind of have the patience of winning the league.
I'm telling you right now, if Amorim makes you a consistent top 4 club, you won't care about trophies for a bit.
All right, I'm gonna go back to the game, touch base with the game. I want to shout out. Do you remember one of our very first episodes where we started talking about academies?
Lewis Hall.
I want to shout out to both our academy players, Livramento and Lewis Hall.
Don't shout out Lewis Hall because he didn't pocket Saka.
He kept them quiet.
Lewis Hall, Joel Linton, and Willock.
Doesn't matter. Lewis Hall still did a job.
Triple gangbang Saka.
He still did a job. And shout out to our Cobram. Shout out to our Cobram.
Saka still created the best. Bro, he's just talking shit, bro. Fuck up.
Shout out to our Cobram. Chelsea.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
Chelsea Youth Academy.
You know, if they were any good, they'd still be at Chelsea.
Anyway,
but they're not.
Livramento got injured anyway.
That's why they're fucking gone.
Listen.
If they were so good, they'd still be at Chelsea, but they're not.
Just putting them all down.
Triggered it.
33. Anyway,
if
shout out to our Chelsea Youth Academy for absolutely locking Arsenal's left and right wingers, the best in the world.
This is the dumbest fucking segment ever.
What do you mean?
Honestly.
How?
Bro, your academy must produce incredible players.
Mate, left and right.
Wow. Is that all from Cobham?
Both of them are from Chelsea Youth.
Yeah, and if they're any good, they'd still be there.
Anyway.
But they're not. That's why they're not there.
Okay.
Joke of a segment.
No, not really. And also shout out to Wilcock and Longstaff. They absolutely...
Yeah, Willock, you dickhead.
No, I'll call him Wilcock because he put his cock all over your ass.
So stupid, bro.
Not leave that, bro.
So stupid.
Hey, Longstaff had his best game all year.
I actually bagged Longstaff before the game. I'm like, how's this guy in the starting lineup?
Bro, the guy dominated.
Look, what about Gordon's ball?
What
a ball.
Bro.
Wow.
Bro, what a ball.
First time.
Anyway,
you got to give it to him.
I love it when you lose your minds. Yeah,
I haven't lost my mind. It's just
you did because you didn't let me talk about my Chelsea Youth Academy, bro.
Because if they were any good, they'd still be at Chelsea.
Okay, if they were good, but they fucking played really well against you guys.
No, bro. Saka got triple team.
It doesn't matter if he got triple team, 4 teams, 5 teams.
No, it does.
Most of the time, it's Lewis Hall versus Saka. It was.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
No, bro,
And then-
once,
and then-
one time,
and then
and
Finn
Saka
came.
put the cross in. Bro, one time he was 1-on-1 with Hall in that whole game.
And he smashed him.
Joel Linton and Willer covered Lewis Hall, which is amazing because that's what they need to do of a player of Saka's quality.
And Livramento.
Livramento, Guimaraes, and Gordon. Bro, Gordon's defensive work.
Oh, wow.
Holy
Off the ball.
shit.
We give him so much shit, but he's unreal.
This is what I mean.
He's unreal.
He's the type of player United need.
Yeah.
Newcastle deserved the win, undoubtedly.
Okay, we'll go back to the game.
Played so well.
Yeah.
They played unbelievably. The goal, brilliant. Gordon's
I
first
thought we
time
moved on
cross
from Arsenal.
to Isaac.
No, with this last
We
thing.
didn't discuss
amazing
the game. But I think it was a little bit of Arsenal being flat as well and not being fast enough to break the actual, because it was like 4-5-1. It was not really hard to.
We've struggled
They
with the
lost
mid
last
block.
It was
year
really
as well to
slow.
them.
Yeah, that goal, yeah.
So it's not like a thing where they come out and they dominate. It's not really that. It's a really hard place to go and play.
St. James
Top
Park
of-
away.
top
is
of
really
London-
nice.
Especially
top
if
of
you play
England.
slow. Like if there's no zip to your play, how are you going to break down a structure?
It's a midday
You're going
5
to
o'clock
move
game.
the shape
It's an afternoon
around.
5 o'clock game.
12:30 game.
Was it 12:30 or 5 o'clock?
12:30.
I'm pretty sure it was
12:30.
Oh Jesus, that's why.
12:30 game.
That's very bad. You have to have past the 9 a.m. in the morning carbs. You know what I mean? So obviously it's not an easy game. But that's
Yeah,
it.
no.
That's all I got to say.
Newcastle deserved the win. Honestly, Arsenal just weren't good enough. That's all it was. This is the first time I've been disappointed in a performance since our 3-0 loss.
It's almost like one of those where you don't need to overanalyze it.
Yeah,
Like it
there's
is what it
nothing
is.
to
There's no
analyse.
controversial calls. There's no sending us off. It's just Newcastle on the day were better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Simply put.
Like I said, the first time I've been disappointed with the game since our 3-0 loss at Spurs.
There you go.
I'd
All
love
right,
to
let's
say
talk
it's
about
about time the title
another
came.
title contender, Liverpool, and their game against Brighton.
Hey, I think you guys had a shaky first half again. I don't have many notes because I didn't watch the game.
So there's a common theme here. Crappy first half performances, except we're not actually conceding like we are under Klopp early. That's been the difference. Slow starts first half, and Arsenal game, Chelsea game, and Brighton game. All three of those sides played through our press very easily, cut through our midfield, and were in the attacking third before you know it. So there is a bit of a recurring theme here. And
I think Slot's adjusting really well. from
Slot
what I've
is
seen.
adjusting really well. But I think, again, like I've said this before, it's down to the background work in hiring him and not changing too much. Because don't forget, this team finished third in the Prem last season.
Yeah.
And they only tailed off in the last 2 months
That's
where
what I
they're
was
just
saying, yeah.
running on fumes and that's it. They couldn't go anymore. So he's done a great job. He's come into a great squad. He's changed a few things here and there to make us a little bit more secure, especially at the back. That's the biggest change that I've seen.
It's always the same old story though with Liverpool. With
They-
Salah always just like clutching it for him, man.
But if you watch that Brighton game, the first half, that should have been 3-0 to Brighton in that first half.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
that's
Ferdi.
what I mean.
I
Nunes
called it.
chance.
Shout out. No, I was just shouting at my boy Ferdi out. Hopefully one day
Ferdi,
watches
Ferdi.
that. Yeah.
Nunes had a chance early on, 12th minute, and then Ferdi absolutely hammered that rocket in.
Yeah.
I reckon, look, if Alisson was around, I reckon he saves that, because if you watch the keeper's angle, he just misses it with his fingertips. But
He had a couple of good saves.
in terms of the strike itself, unbelievable. Rutner then had a one-on-one. He was through, and Kelleher pulled off an amazing save. That should have been 2-0. And Danny Welbeck hit the side netting from a
the
free
free
kick.
kick,
That
yes.
should have been 3-0 first
Should've
half.
watched them.
Game wrapped up and finished. Mind you, this is a weakened Brighton side. No Lewis Dunk, no Baliba in midfield, and no Adingra on the wing either. So, not convincing at all.
Someone was making like a ticking sound on the mic. Sorry.
Yeah, not convincing at all first half. Slot obviously had a go at them second half. He said, we need more intensity. Very similar to the Ipswich game. He said, you can have all the tactics in the world, but if you're not actually putting in the effort and you don't have the attitude, you'll get no result out of it. As soon as the second half started, you could see that sort of renewed energy and renewed effort.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, you'll find this interesting. Trent had a run-in with Estupinian.
I saw that.
Very similar to the Shaka run-in.
I saw that.
That got the sort of crowd going and energized. And once you get the Anfield crowd going, the momentum will just swing.
Yeah.
He made a couple of subs. Jones came on. There was renewed energy, fresh energy. Gapco came on. All of a sudden, started taking players on.
Gapco.
And that's where
I always
everything
say
just
that as
switched,
well.
bro.
Yeah.
I do like. I'm going to touch on Trent's defending because he's improved dramatically
Yeah.
from a few seasons ago
Yeah.
under Klopp
Yeah.
to now. They did ask Trent. I'm not sure how true this is. I did have the quote up. I forgot to bring it with me. He thought when Arnie Slaughter came in, he would have been
I
like,
saw that.
you're going to have defensive issues. You're going to do this. He thought his time was going to be done.
Yeah.
All he had to do was he came up to him, pulled him aside one-on-one and just told him a few little tweaks of what to do and how to do it.
Yeah.
And he's completely, as you can tell this year, he's completely changed. Not completely, but he's done a 180 on his defensive. Usually you'd see Trent and you'd be like, people can just,
Who was
walk
the
past
Brighton
him.
winger? Who was the Brighton- who was the Brighton winger?
I don't want to say it, but I think he's Korean or he's Japanese.
Mitoma.
Matoma last year
Mitoma didn't
smashed
have him
him.
on strings.
No, he didn't. He actually, defensively,
That
he
is
had him
very
really
interesting.
well.
But to be honest, though, Trent is a lot more disciplined now as well.
Yeah.
He's not doing up and down, bombing up and down, and then having to do a huge recovery run and then having to defend. So Konate's on that side, and Konate provides a lot more support to him
Konate.
than what Van Dijk provides to Robertson as well. So he's not only got less bombing on to do, and he conserves energy so that he can actually defend better, but he's also having better cover from Konate because there's less space for Konate to cover as well. So therefore, as a result, he's having to expend less energy too. So as a unit, both of them as well, that side is solid.
Yeah, that side's very
So now,
secure.
like if you look at Liverpool, if anything, you're going to target the left side because Robertson's struggling and Tsimikas is not the best defender
Tsimikas,
either.
the handball.
Now that Liverpool they've faced better opposition, I would say.
Yeah.
In the last month, are you starting to believe?
No, my expectations are just like Alpi's. I'm very grounded. It's still way too early. Yeah. We are very much still, I believe anyway, we're aiming for top 4. Anything above top 4 is a bonus for us. Because I think you can see it in certain players right now. McAllister, in my opinion, he's a player that runs under the radar because at the moment all the criticism is going to Slobosly. But McAllister hasn't kicked on at all this season, and he's already looking like he's running on fumes. Now, he's either carrying something from the international games, but he's looking very flat. He needs a rest, but he can't get it.
Yeah.
Because we're not right. He's constantly getting played. So we're already looking like we're flat in a couple of positions, and we're only 10 game weeks in. I don't think Liverpool has the depth to last all the way through to like your May and stuff like that, personally. So
It's
I'm
Christmas
not getting
period.
too giddy. I'm not getting too giddy because I don't think we have enough depth to challenge overall.
I think.
However, I am encouraged at the current start that we're having, and I'm
of
encouraged by
course.
what I'm seeing from City and Arsenal because they're not convincing either.
Yeah.
To be honest.
It's always good seeing City lose, and
But again, very grounded at the moment. Love what I'm seeing. I'm not going to jinx it in any way.
just enjoy winning games.
Just enjoy winning
you
games.
can't jinx it.
Yeah, bro,
The
you
10
can't
games
jinx
you
it,
can't
bro.
jinx
That
it.
centre-back partnership with Van Dijk.
They
and
just never get-
Konate, They
hey,
just
just-
don't get injured, mate.
Mate, they're just a bunch of
That's not
bricks.
true.
Bro, ever
Actually,
since Van
Konate-
Dijk did his ACL and came back, he's been unstoppable.
Hey, Kanata, isn't he injured?
He's short term.
No, it
He'll
was
be
just
back.
a wrist thing and
Yeah.
it wasn't even broken or
You
anything.
can't break though. You can't break him.
Kelleher as well. No one's mentioning the absence of Alisson at all, which I think is a great thing.
I told you you're not going to. Your other keepers.
Kelleher's great.
Callaghan will start for Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'd start for Chelsea as goalkeeper.
Keller would probably start for most teams outside of just a minor few, like
Yeah.
your Edison, Raya.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
Martinez at Villa.
Who's
But
this? Which keeper?
Kelleher. Liverpool second keeper.
Okay.
He'd be United's.
You know what the
captain.
funny thing is? Like,
No, he genuinely would.
No,
He's
it's
bro,
not
he's
over.
so
He'd
much
start
better.
over
No,
Nanas.
no,
He'd
no.
start over
No
Nanas.
He-
chance,
he's-
bro. Onana's the most informed keeper in the world at the moment, mate.
I don't know if it's
I
because...
reckon our third keeper would take on a spot.
No, that's a bit crazy.
Bro,
I
when
don't
you've
know.
got a centre-back partnership with Van Dijk and
No.
Konate, bro, you're not copping the shots
No,
and the
he
shit.
does, bro. Kelleher's a good keeper.
He's
He
a
is.
great keeper.
Even when he doesn't have Van
Absolutely.
Dijk and Konate in front of him, he's a good keeper, bro. I like Kelleher. I do think he's the best second keeper in the league.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I think besides Raya and
No
Edison,
worries. We'll play Lovren and some fucking other Liverpool flop.
Skirtle.
Ragnar Klavan.
Skirtle.
tell me,
Ozan Kabak. Don't forget.
this is actually very interesting. In your starting 11, your best starting 11, who gets into the Liverpool squad? From your best starting 11?
Okay, I'd go Onana, Martinez.
Martinez, the left centre back, where Van Dijk plays left centre back,
I'll play Van Dijk on the right.
and you're taking out Konate.
100%.
Let him say his team and then we'll talk.
100%.
Yep.
Mazraoui on the left over Robbo.
Yep.
Finish.
Finish.
I'd go Bruno as an attacking mid.
Yep.
And that front three is really good. Really good. But I'd probably put Hoyland up top.
Over
Hey?
Jota.
Probably.
I'll do Nunes.
No, bro, I'm talking about the best 11. So
Okay.
the best 11 Liverpool can put out, regardless of injuries, and the best
So
11
you said Onana?
ahead of Alisson.
Yep. Did you say Onana?
Onana ahead of Alisson.
And then you said on the left,
On the left,
Mazraoui, I'd probably agree with.
Mazzaoui. Yep, yeah.
Yep. Martinez.
Martinez.
Yep.
Van Dijk.
Van Dijk.
You're right.
Trent.
Trent.
Yep.
And then CDMs.
CDMs. I'm gone.
Fuck, surely Ugarte gets in
Yeah, I
ahead
was
of
thinking
Gravenberch.
Ugarte, bro.
Ahead of Grav, for sure, bro.
No, not ahead of Grab. I'll play two.
Ugarte
centimetres.
and
Grav. Yep.
And then number 10.
Bruno.
Bruno. Left.
Yep. Lucho.
Lucho. Yep. Right.
Yep. Salah.
Salah. Yep. And then middle is Højlund.
I'll go Højlund.
Okay.
So
And
you're telling me
where does that finish in the Premier
A
League?
team,
First.
a team that's 13th in the league gets 6 players.
We're
Was it
13th
five
based
or
on-
6? five or 6 players into a team that's currently
We're
first.
13th for all the wrong reasons.
But then you can say they're fifth for all the wrong reasons. So you can, where does it end?
Oof, my head's going to explode. I'm not even a Liverpool fan.
I don't think it's controversial to say that
But
none of
you're
those
talking-
United players.
one team won a trophy last season.
I reckon
One hasn't
Mazraoui
in
gets
years.
in at left back. Mazraoui is good at left back.
I've changed my mind based on. I've kind of looked at why Robertson's struggling, and I've done a bit of research. He hasn't actually had a preseason at all.
No,
he's
he
coming to
hasn't.
preseason
Yeah.
injured. He was injured at the Euros, no preseason, so I'm not kind of surprised that he's struggling.
Yeah.
I do think he's kind of over the hill, and his peak.
And
is
for the
well
coach,
past
I'll
him,
put
but
Amorim.
I love that. I would too. I'd put Amorim too.
All right, we'll go. We lost track of time. Anything? Salah, another goal, fantastic. I think we've touched on everything with the.
I just can't believe Estupinian's defending on that.
I
It
can't
was just-
believe that you wanted, when I asked you about the 3 players who contracts are up, you wanted Salah gone. You were
wish we
like,
could find
let
that.
Van Dijk and
Let
Trent
me
be-
explain.
Can we
Let
break
me
that?
explain.
Salah is Liverpool's
Let
dad,
me
bro.
explain, please. At the time that you asked,
He
at the
is
time,
Liverpool.
At the time that you asked me, he was still producing numbers, but his link-up play was horse shit.
But he's the only one
Absolutely
playing.
terrible. Nothing was coming off, and we're getting constantly countered. Mm-hmm. So for me, not only do you have to produce the numbers, you have to play well. Mm-hmm. At the time, I was willing to go, you know what, if we get a big, decent offer from Saudi, that will allow us to rebuild a team with 2 or 3 big money signings, I was for it.
So what about now? If all 3 of them leave on a free, but you can only keep 2, which are the 2 you keep out of Van Dijk, Trent and Salah?
Van Dijk and Salah keep.
Over
And Trent gone.
Trent's young, bro.
Wow. The best right back in the
Scouser.
world.
I don't think Trent has... If Van Dijk was removed from that defensive unit and you had Trent on there, I think you lose a lot. For me, you lose that entire defensive unit because he's that good with his presence.
Yeah, Van Dijk.
That good.
You have to keep
He is
Van
As
Dijk.
an
that good, but he's
organiser,
also
as a
got,
captain.
what, 2 threes maybe?
Salah, the numbers, and he's starting to actually play well now, whether it's hold up, whether it's taking players on. He's actually beating players now, which was never the case like in those first game weeks.
Yeah, wow.
Trent, I don't think Trent is a slot player, to be honest with you.
You wouldn't got a result against Arsenal without Trent.
True, but how many of those long balls that he didn't come off at all?
But the one that he did,
Yes,
the one that
came
did come off.
But I don't think that's a slot type
Oh, I'm
player. I
sending
don't
all
think he
3.
wants him doing those long balls.
Rebuild, fuck it. I'm sending all 3 off.
for free.
Yeah, get rid of them. Go to
I'm surprised you've changed your mind.
I like it. I
I'll
like it.
choose Salah with 1 leg
I like it.
over anyone at United.
Salah's. I'm going to get you a signed Salah topless Christmas photo.
Because let's say you do lose Trent.
Yeah.
Connor Bradley's obviously not the... No, hold on. Let me say something.
Yeah.
He's nowhere near the talent that Trent is.
Connor
Connor Bradley. But he's a pretty good...
Connor Bradley, bro.
The guy that single-handedly raped your side. That's it.
We had the Liverpool juniors, and then we looked at the stats. Looked into we're a younger team. Half the Liverpool, 90% of the Liverpool juniors are not from fucking Liverpool.
He did. Connor
He
Bradley
is. Connor
did destroy
Bradley
you
is.
guys twice in one
I
game
love
week.
Connor Bradley, but you can't compare him to
twice
Trent.
yeah, that's what you can't.
Yeah, but like...
But you're saying
I'd rather keep Salah
Get rid of
and
him.
VVD than
yeah,
Trent.
okay. But Salah,
Like,
when is he going to go over the hill?
Think about it this way. You're going to pay the most money to your actual right back
Yeah.
out of
but
your
he's probably
captain and your best player. Like
But
in the
if-
history of Liverpool, probably.
Can I say this as well? But if he stays as a right wing, he's going to go downhill quicker than he is if he plays. Like when I'm going back to Ronaldo. When Ronaldo started slowing down, Mourinho saw it and put him as a number 9, and then that was a second phase and extended his career for another 10 years. Would you see Liverpool doing that to Salah and extending him for another 3-4 years? Put him as a
Playing
out
as
and
a
out
number
number
9?
9. Out and out number 9.
I see it.
Hey, you're getting slower.
so Salah's not getting slower.
But
Salah's
he-
still legit.
I know. But eventually he's going to get slower. He's 32, 33.
Your hamstrings are getting tighter.
The main issue here is
Are you going to play up front?
The main issue here is
Yeah.
FSG traditionally don't offer big money contracts
To people over
players
30.
of his age, no, irrespective of how good they are.
Yeah.
So at most, because obviously contract situation for all three has gone nowhere, I think Salah has the biggest sort of, he's done the most to warrant one so far this season.
Yeah.
I think where they're sort of at loggerheads is the length of the contract. I think Liverpool is in a position where they're going to offer him 1 year on maybe the same, if not a little bit of an improved offer, but no more than 1 year. Whereas his agent is probably pushing for that 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
I will do
I
one
think
contract.
that's why we haven't seen anything, and that's why we haven't seen anything for, I think, all three. It's the amount, and for certain players, it's the age as well.
I think that would be valid for Van Dijk and for Salah.
Because if I was, think about it, if I was Van Dijk's agent, I wouldn't want to go first. I'd be like, I'm going to wait and see what happens with Salah.
with the other ones.
Because if he ends up on 300k, guess what? I want 300k too.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I would give it to Van Dijk because
So he's
defenders
in a
don't age.
position where
I'd give
all
it to
three
both
are
of them.
going.
Yeah.
I'm not going first.
If you lose 2 out of those 3,
Yeah.
the rebuild you're going to need is massive because all 3 of them are incredibly influential.
Well, I'll put it to you guys. If you had 3, you could only do 2. Who would you do?
I'd do Trent and Van Dijk.
Okay.
You're keeping Salah.
No. I'd let Salah
You're-
go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do definitely Van Dijk and Trent as well. Because Salah, like I said to you, if he doesn't go into that number 9 role, he's going to drop off a lot quicker than what Van Dijk and Trent are going to drop off. That's my own personal opinion.
As a centre back, bro, I reckon you can play
another 3-4
Yeah,
years.
you can play till your late 30s.
For me, it's more so you're going to lose a lot of goals and numbers with Salah leaving. But if you can sort of keep that back 3, Konate, Trent and Van Dijk, and add in another solid left back, that'll see you guys out for another couple of years as a very, very good back line. You might not be able to recreate Salah's numbers with one player, but then not having to rely on one player only.
Players like Kwanzaa and stuff like that. Fitting.
Kwanzaa in Astrid went fucking DMs.
in jail. That's where he's gone. He's gone straight in jail. That guy, like
Well, what's happened with him?
Haven't
another
you
one.
seen?
Haven't seen
Bro,
another
another
leaked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not this time. She wasn't 16, 17. It's the same girl. It's the same one that Jackson got.
Yeah,
called, which
Astrid
was off. Absolute stinker.
I think Salah will be like Ronaldo Ibrahimovic. I think he'll play close
So
to his
do
38s, 39s. Because he keeps in shape. He's never injured.
As a striker,
No, I reckon
He's definitely lost pace.
not as good as what he is at Liverpool as a right wing.
No,
at
he
this
won't.
level.
He won't be able to stay at Liverpool
Yeah.
as a right wing when he's 37, 38. But I think he'd be able to play in the Prem as a right winger for Liverpool till he's 34, 35.
I think he has to go central.
No, because he's not a central player, bro. There's nothing about him that screams striker.
Yeah, but Ronaldo. No one ever thought Ronaldo was going to be an out and out
Bro,
absolute
Giggsy
striker.
played as a winger till he basically retired.
Yeah, but that was
22 seasons, bro.
Yeah, but that's a different way of playing back then, man. If you look at 15, 20,
bro.
100%, you Giggs.
If anything,
it's better now.
Yeah, if anything, wingers back then in a 4-4-2 had a lot more responsibility.
You think Giggs now at 38 can play in this league?
No,
With his pace?
No.
Because he played till.
Yeah,
pretty
but
late.
not in this. Not in this.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
So-
now,
But we're
obviously,
saying it's improved. Science has improved.
yeah, sports
doctors
science,
have improved.
the food,
Yeah,
the
and
intake,
now at
everything.
32 is already
It's
freakish.
not about like James Milner can still play in the league, but like, do you really want him playing regularly? You know what I mean? Like he can. He's got all the tools to play, but is he going to be as effective as he was?
That's why I'm saying if you want to be effective,
For me, it's always been experience over youth.
I think he has to go central. Pedro, for example, played on left and the right for Chelsea. Unbelievable. Very underrated. Went to Napoli, and now he's playing as a central behind the striker or second striker, sometimes a false 9.
Well,
and the guy's nearly 40 and he's still
to be
killing
honest,
it.
Luis Diaz played centrally this morning against Leverkusen.
Yeah.
I never expected to see him centrally ever. Like ever.
Shout out, you guys
He's
played
a
unreal
lot
this
more
morning.
physical than Salah, though.
Yeah. But like Salah's got certain attributes. Like he's clinical. You can say that at
absolutely.
least. You can get him
I think he'll be a
behind
great
as well.
striker.
But that Trent and Salah link up, that's lethal.
It is. It is.
That's
But
lethal.
unfortunately, it won't be there for much longer. So let's
I-
move on.
All right. We're doing the match reviews now. We're just going to quickly go over and let everyone know. Brighton City. Actually, sorry, we'll go
Let's
back
talk
to
about City.
City dropping points.
Dropping points.
Again,
yeah, but
what?
that was a shock.
2-1. Guardiola scored again. Is he their best striker?
he's their best player.
Is he their best player this year?
I mean, without him, where would they be?
This
I
is,
think they've got a lot of injuries. They
bro.
do.
I went to sleep after the Arsenal game.
Yeah.
So pissed off, right? And I woke up midway through the Liverpool Brighton game and midway through the City Bournemouth game, and I saw Brighton are up 1-0 and Bournemouth are up 1-0. I was like, fuck. Wow. Yeah. I was like, no way. And I was like, no, don't get ahead of yourself. Go back to sleep. And I went back to sleep and I woke up at like 4 a.m. and I saw the 2-1 win. And then I saw, what the fuck? Bournemouth City? How's that happened? How's Bournemouth done that?
Bro,
they did them
unreal.
Bournemouth
I don't see how that's a surprise considering how Bournemouth played against Chelsea and Arsenal.
Yeah, I know, but it's City. You know, they
It
always
doesn't
find
matter.
a well.
But look at City at home against Fulham. Bro, they should have get blasted 3-0.
Yeah.
Bro, Bournemouth's last 3 results against 3 of the bigger teams.
They've been unreal.
Bro, their manager is seriously
Areola.
underrated,
Yeah.
Areola. So should United have gone for Areola?
Bro, honestly, all the managers from that region in Spain just turn out to be really good.
They do.
Except
What is that?
Lopetegui.
What region is it?
The Basque region.
Oh, yeah,
He's
the
one.
Basque region, that's the one.
Lopetegui.
But
Fuck that cunt. Bro.
no, that's fine. That's fine.
stays in, bro.
Look, City. Kevin De Bruyne was back this morning. They got pumped, mind you, this morning. But Kevin De Bruyne is back, so we'll see how they are in the league. I reckon they need to bounce back and absolutely spank.
Who they got? Brighton.
At Brighton.
That'll be a tough one.
It'll be a tough game.
I reckon they're going to lose again. It's going to be the first time. It's going to be another.
Was Akanji actually injured this morning?
No, he got back up. He was fine, but he
alright,
was limping a little. But he did.
And KDB came on 84th.
Yeah,
So he got
6 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll start the game. Foden looked good, but
Haaland missed a pretty crucial penalty.
he
Smacked
was.
the crossbar.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was
Pure
alright.
power.
Yeah.
Man, you know what?
blasted.
Kovacic, he's having a really underrated. Obviously, he's in Rodri's shadow, but he's actually playing really well.
Yeah. Kovacic has been good.
But they're
Guardiola's been
undermanned.
good.
They're very undermanned. They played some 15.
Guardiola did struggle defensively though this morning against Sporting. Based on what I've seen, he got roasted quite a few times.
Yeah, but they just because there was no support. He had a kid next to him.
Yeah. What's his
You know
name?
what I
Samson.
Samson Pusio.
Pussy.
All right, and then we got Liverpool at home to Villa on Sunday 7 a.m. for anyone that was
Tough
watching.
game. Who's
Is it at home?
Liverpool at home to Villa Sunday 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Wow,
That'd be a
what
big game.
Sunday
bro.
7 a.m. I'll get up, watch breakfast.
I'm encouraged by what I saw against Tottenham. They
Yeah,
got absolutely slapped.
they got
Liverpool win
spanked.
comfortably.
I think it's going to be a good game because they need to bounce back after Spurs. After the Spurs, after Spurs lost, I reckon they're going to come back and they're going to put you guys to the sword. But at the end of the day, I reckon you guys will get the result.
I reckon Liverpool will be all right.
I reckon this is a big game for Leicester. They're playing against United that's battling relegation. You guys are playing at Old Trafford at 1 a.m. So you guys need to win this.
We spanked them in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, but you played their B team.
Yeah, they played a second string
You,
team.
you reckon Vardy's going to...
really?
Yeah,
Their B team?
Yeah, it was their B team.
I reckon United win comfortably.
They might.
You never know, man. Yeah,
You'd hope so.
Hey, if
Bro, you're laughing. We should have beaten Chelsea, bro.
Unless Justin James slaps in another volley.
hey, I'm telling you now, Vardy to score, you to have a meltdown. If Vardy scores, give me a 4-pack of Red Bull because he has Red Bull. If he doesn't score, I'll get you a 4-pack of Red Bull.
Done, bro.
Anyway, let's just do that kind of bets.
Yeah, just keep the bets normal from now on, so
Yeah.
you guys can actually enjoy watching
Nah,
the
bro,
game.
you guys have to. I didn't give a shit.
I'm not doing
bro.
back-to-back.
I was willing to wear a
I couldn't sleep.
clown out. I was, yeah, same.
When Sanchez
Bro,
did that mistake, I was ready to.
You guys
bait
were the favourites to win that. An informed Chelsea against a shambolic United.
Yeah.
And I still made that bet.
I
and
made
was
the
happy
bet
to wear
without
it.
even thinking that we're playing at Old Trafford. We haven't won since
Look, I'll
2013.
do it. I don't mind.
I'm not doing shit, bro.
Nah, you're gonna do it.
I can't do back-to-back fucking.
it's
I'm losing more hair.
But you
than-
don't have to turn up in a clown. You just turn up as yourself.
Pretty much. At the moment, I can't fit into a clown outfit anyway. So we'll do. And then the biggest game of the weekend is Chelsea versus Arsenal, 3:30 a.m. at Stamford Bridge. It's a derby.
Do you
What
guys
a
have a
game.
European game this week?
We do, but we're playing FC Noah.
Yeah.
So we're playing some Armenian team in Armenia, but half the team's not even travelling.
I feel like this is a massive game for Arsenal.
I think it's a massive game for both. We haven't, since we've played, we haven't beaten any test. So the top 6 to actually, I don't even count.
But see, considering what the goals were at the start of the season, I feel like
Yeah.
you're allowed to be inconsistent.
I think we're just going to go out and play our
They
game.
cannot afford more mistakes.
It's a bigger game for Arsenal than it is us.
Who are the favourites in this game?
Arsenal is, but it's a bigger game for them than it is us. It's a big game for both of them because it's a local rival. It's all the stats go out the window in these kind of games.
I mean, we can assume
gonna-
that Odegaard will be back for this one.
I think
Maybe
he'll
not
come
from
on
the
second
start.
half.
Don't know.
match fitness and all of that.
If you want to put on a bet on it for the clown outfit, I'm happy to
We'll do
it.
something a little bit less dramatic than a clown outfit. We'll think about it.
All right, you wear an Arsenal top and I wear a Chelsea top.
There's no way of
have
an
it.
Arsenal top.
Arsenal top.
Yeah, I've got a Havertz Arsenal top.
Luckily, I don't fit into it. We'll do something.
But honestly, I have no concerns about
You know what?
big 6 M's.
Let the people let them decide.
Let them decide. We'll make a little poll.
Yes.
What they want us to do.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what.
Something not too extreme.
But also, I'm saying everything goes out the window in these kind of matches.
Not really.
Well, yes, because last year you're unstoppable, and we nearly pipped you right at the end at Stamford Bridge. Other than that bullshit goal that we copped.
That game finished 2-2.
That's what I'm saying. We're 2-1 up until that Sanchez gave the ball straight to you. Was it Martinez? Rice, yeah, there you go. But I'm just saying that if form or anything like that goes out the window in these games, other than when we played Emirates, we get slapped.
Another chance for Cole Palmer to show what he's worth against the big
Let's see what he does.
Yeah, honestly, I'm hoping Rice is going to be available for the game.
Yeah.
He's not playing tomorrow against Inter.
That's a big miss for you guys tomorrow as well.
Yeah, but it sort of means that the players will Party will go back to his natural position in the 6. Marino hopefully can come in, play as the 8. So might be a chance to see what that pivot looks like as well.
Hopefully Mourinho starts against us as well. Nah, I don't want to say anything about it.
Marino.
Every time I say something stupid about players, they always
He's going to score. Yeah.
No, Marino's been one of our better players, bro.
He's rubbish. But anyway.
Again. What do you think?
But all jokes aside, I reckon it's been a good game. I just want it to be a good game. No interference from fucking that fraud Anthony Taylor because he's our ref.
He's not. It's
Isn't
Michael,
he?
not Michael Oliver.
Michael, even worse. They're both.
I hope he fucking ruins the game, bro.
He's gonna. You reckon he's
Do you know what?
gonna ruin the game?
I hope
Because
he
City
does.
dropped points against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
Michael Oliver will balance it out.
Boogie, are you expecting a bunker job by Arteta?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. No banter aside, I reckon it would be smart for them to counter us because we're
course.
very,
Didn't
we're
Maresca and
very
Arteta-
easy to get countered against at the
Didn't
moment.
Maresca and Arteta work with each other at one stage?
Maresca
No.
came in after Arteta left.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I reckon it'll be a good tactical battle. I like it. I like when they come in defense. It's a good tactical battle, but I reckon it will be a lot of goals. It will be a lot
I
of
don't
goals.
think so.
I reckon it'll still be like a 2-1.
So Diet
2-2.
Coke versus Vanilla Coke.
It's just going to be a good game, and I hope we fucking slap Hoppy. Just for the sake of content, I hope we slap
I
him.
actually don't think there's anything
I'm going to drive to your house.
Pep-esque about Arteta anymore. I don't
I
think
know.
there's anything Pep-esque about Arteta.
What, are you like comparing both the...
No, I mean like
so
saying
Arteta's the better manager.
no. What I'm saying is like
They're two different
everyone's
styles.
saying Arteta's like Pep's this, Pep's that, but
No, Maresca's Diet Pep.
oh whatever. Yeah, I actually don't think like there might be very slim elements of Pep style, but I don't think it's anything like Pep style anymore.
Nah, there isn't. There you go. It's a
Except the
different...
persistent buying of ex-City players.
Who?
Sterling.
We didn't buy him. He's on loan. I forgot
still-
about Sterling.
Kind of same shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever.
It's going to be a good game. I've got honestly nothing to say because it's honestly a very exciting game to watch.
It's hard
What's
to
your
say. Roger.
predictions? Veki, what is your prediction?
It's so hard to.
I think it's going to be a draw because not like Arsenal certainly against Newcastle weren't impressive at all. Chelsea aren't impressive at all. I don't expect anything from them. I don't expect anything from Arsenal. For me, a 1-1 draw. That's
Yeah.
the way I see
I
it.
hope you get slapped this weekend.
I'd probably agree, to be honest.
Same.
1-1 or a 2-2.
I hope we win.
There'll be goals in it, definitely.
I hope we,
I
at
feel like
Stamford
there'll be
Bridge
goals in it.
we need coming into this period where we had this patch of this fixture. What I wanted was 10 points. Obviously, it was not going to happen. If we beat Arsenal this week, it's going to be 7. If we'll get 7 out of the possible 12 points or whatever it is. If we lose,
What's this run of games?
so it was
United.
Who was
Liverpool?
before that? Liverpool. There was one more. There was one more before that. Newcastle and Arsenal.
And what have you done?
3, 6, 9, 12. So I wanted the realistic points I wanted was anywhere between 8 to 10. That's me as a fan. 8 to 10
out of Newcastle, Liverpool,
as a fan. The realistic
United
points.
and
Yeah,
Arsenal.
because I thought we were going to slap them.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Wow.
and then I thought we were
Still
going
only
to
gives you 6.
draw against them. That's 7. So I said 8
And
to
then
10.
beat us?
No, that was going to be the game that we either lose.
Okay.
And I knew we were going to beat Newcastle. So, but the realistic is, if we beat you, it's going to be 7. If we draw, it's going to be 5. If we lose, it's going to be 4.
I think that's massive. If you actually beat them as opposed to getting a draw, there's got to be a level where Arteta's feeling some level of pressure there. If he gets beat,
It's a big derby game
because
bro.
now you're
some level.
not just winning, you're also creating a bigger gap between Chelsea and Arsenal.
Well, no, we're on. It'll be 3-point gap up if they beat us.
I mean, hey, especially
no, we're
Forest and
18.
Brighton pick up those wins as well.
We're on 18 each.
Yeah, we're 17.
Yeah, are you 17?
We're 17.
Oh,
Yeah,
whatever.
so
It's fuck all points. It's still early. It'll just be good for banter. It'll be good for the local,
for the-
local London game.
Yeah,
you know what I
I
mean?
can't believe you guys are playing this down. I know you guys.
I'm excited, bro. I can't wait.
Fucking know this.
I can't
So you
wait.
can do this
Massive
earlier.
game.
There's still so many games to go. Like,
I can't wait.
This is the game that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it'll be a good game, to be honest. But we won't lose. I know that for sure.
No, we'll see. Stamford Bridge. I wish I was
I'm hoping it's a draw.
I was there. I wish
Yeah,
we
if
could
I was there, it'd be unreal, bro. I'd love it.
go. I wish we can go, man. But
Hopefully next year, man.
I'm there.
Next season.
I'm there end of middle of August, so I'm not sure. how the
Hopefully,
fixtures
we're
going.
the first game of the season.
Yeah, well, I'm going to try and make it the first and the second game. You know how they play like 3 days, 4
you
days.
should do
in between?
preseason with one of the Premier League clubs.
in America.
Get yourself fit. Yeah,
Me?
on the tour.
I'll start for United.
I reckon you would.
I'd start for United any day of the week, bro. They're so bad. All right, I don't know what I'm looking at.
Come next to me, Wolf. Come here and fucking sign this one off.
All right, that was episode 13. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Oh, no, this is actually nice and cozy air. Thanks, everyone. That's rounding off. We'll see you next week. Hopefully, Alpi comes in a little bit more cooked than usual. No, that's it.
First time he's not wearing an actual Arsenal top.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to the gym from you. Oh, yeah.